The little Mac is taking me for a walk. I feel it's raining.
It's gonna rain.
Yeah, okay.
No, it is gonna rain, old man.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my god.
Don't talk. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Don't talk.
I apologize. He's so sensitive. He's so sensitive. He's so sensitive with this. I tell you. But I love him.
It's not sensitivity. It's your lack of sensitivity.
That I have to agree with you, Stavros. I do like sensitivity. I need sensitivity training. That is true. Because I've been hardened by the life I lead. And because of my dad. My dad toughened me up. He said, "Why are you crying? Why are you crying? It's not going to help you." And you know what? He was right. It didn't help me.
You get cancer.
Huh?
It helped you get cancer.
What, to cry?
No.
To what?
Nothing, man.
Well, yeah. I don't think that helped me get cancer. I think that was just like a little...
It's a perk.
It's a perk. It's just a perk. Early retirement perk.
Okay.
Hey, I'm 50. I'm 59 years old. Okay, is that how old I am? I'm 59. Wow. And
you're 60, old man.
I was going to retire. I couldn't see retirement for myself ever. I was thinking of working forever, like until I was like 72 or something like that, waiting until the total, the last available minute to get Social Security. But since my little friend Mr. Cancer Man came along about 3 years ago and said, "Hello, we're here to have a little party, and we're going to screw up your life for a good 3 years, and then after that, then you could sit back and drink mimosas, but for these first 3 years, we're gonna screw your life around." And that's pretty much what happened. Until I acclimated to the situation. And hey, I love it. It's, except for the bone infusions and the Lupron shots that I get, I'm okay. Okay, so now that I already told you the Lupron shots, you already know what kind of cancer I have. I kind of like gave that away. But that's about all you know. But it's a Saturday night and I ain't got no money. I don't got no money because my SSDI check hasn't come in. No, I'm just kidding. I don't got no money because Stabby hasn't started working at Taco Bell yet. Hasn't got his certificate of training so that he can bring home the Taco Bell burritos and stuff like that, and gorditas and stuff like that. Well, it's a Saturday night and I ain't got no money. Ain't got no money because my wife has it all. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la. I'm just joking. I'm just a jokester. Right, Steph? Right, Axel?
What?
I said you're a nut, you have a rubber butt, and every time you turn around you go, what?
Okay, alright.
Or anyway, I appreciate you giving me a ride. The old pushy rooshy. Man, that cat. We have a cat, and I get all that cat hair all over, everything black. I can't dress up like Johnny Cash because, if I do, it's attracted to cat hair, and that's the end of that. And I have a damn dog too, so that doesn't help. I kid you not, man. Do you guys have the same problem I do with the dogs and pets? I take my dog, it's an inside dog, and I put her outside so she could go poop and pee and all that in the morning and in the afternoon and whatever. And then I put her out, and no sooner than I put her out, she looks inside like she wants to come in, and then and then if I I bring her in, about an hour later, I find a pee stain on the carpet. Okay, or if I do take her out and she does go pee or poop, she'll poop like 1 foot away from the door. Great, you know. And I gotta go out there. I gotta wash it. She don't even go in the grass. You know, it's not like a kid. You know what I mean? At least the kids, you can tell them, don't use the downstairs bathroom. Use the upstairs bathroom. You know what I mean? Downstairs is strictly for visitors and guests. But
Yeah, kind of like we get guests.
we do.
Okay.
Well, you never know who's gonna come and visit. You know.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, so that's my life in a nutshell. That's my life in a nutshell. Living in a nutshell. But what's any topics there, Axel, for today?
That's why there were more serial killers than people back then. Because they're like, oh, we could have guests coming over. Oh, hi, who's at the door? Hi. Okay, all right. Okay, and then you stab you. Okay.
I remember when we used to have guests in my time when I was like 12 or
If
11.
you're not expecting anybody, you shouldn't open the door.
No, we used to love it. We always used to open the door because we were expecting it. But now, you know, when you have guests, you run and close the door and close the blinds and tell everybody, shh, don't make no noise. Because you don't want nobody coming over.
Exactly.
If
you want to guess, you have to pre-make everything. You have to pre-do everything. Like, oh, come on.
Hey,
by
but
at this time,
you know what? It wasn't like that in my time. In my time, when my mom and dad were, when I was small, my mom and dad would have, when I was younger, that means not small. When I was younger, my mom and dad would have guests. Huh?
Yeah, you were like 3 inches tall.
Yeah, about your size. Anyway, when we would have guests, my mom and dad they'd come over. We'd go to Coco's and get a pie, or we'd go to Marie Callender's and get a pie, chocolate silk, or a yellow cake or a yellow lemon cake from Coco's, and or we'd get a banana cream pie from Marie Callender's. That was the bomb. And we'd look forward to people coming over because that would give us an excuse to go get a pie. But nowadays, people don't want to go out of their way to go do stuff like that. We used to love it. I used to love it. I used to go over to my friend, to my mom and dad's comadres and compadres, and they would, I would play with their kids. We would play together and play games and eat pie, and I grew up with camaraderie. Is that how you pronounce it? Camaraderie. And those are good times. I don't see those times with my kids. You know, nobody comes over, pops over anymore. And what other time we did have when I was close to family, we would do that. Maybe again sometime soon. But you know,
it all ties back to crime, man. It's fear. And if there wasn't so much fear, probably not.
Yeah.
But like, what can you do? Because like, not only fear, but it's like, it's true. It's always been true. The more or stuff like that, the more likely you are to get into an accident like that.
Oh, you mean somebody coming into your house?
Exactly.
Well, we used to live we still do, in my mind, live in Pomona, California. 1555 South Palomares, Pomona, California. We used to have, there was three apartment complexes, catty corner to where we lived. And I kid you not, there was not one weekend where we had an incident. I remember an incident where some white girls were being chased by these black men, and these girls were knocking on our door furiously, and my dad let them in, and the guys were outside waiting for them, and they were telling my dad to let them out. My dad told them to go to hell, and we called the cops. Cops came, and you know what? I kid you not. People don't learn, because the following week they did it again. It's the same damn girls. We let them in once. This time we said, hell no, you're on your own. I told them, get the hell out of our property. We're calling the cops. But it also has a lot to do with the neighborhood you live in.
Exactly.
You know,
it's all about where you live. Like here, it shouldn't be a big deal, but it is, because some of the most prolific crimes happen here.
Well, there's a lot
It's not the amount.
Yeah.
It's the prolificacy of it.
Oh.
It's because like it doesn't happen. It doesn't matter if it happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It just has to happen.
Right.
Because, like, take for example, Columbine.
Yeah.
Like, even though it was a one-time thing
Mm-hmm.
in that town, and it was never gonna happen again. Well, we don't know it's gonna ever happen again, but like, it's never gonna happen that same way again with the same people. It changed everything for them. Like, it changed how they go to school. It changed how the town works. It changed the laws in the county,
Yeah.
and it instilled fear that that those people have never experienced. Like, places where shootings happen, even if they only happen once, are prolific. They're prolific.
What is that definition of prolific for those listeners that don't want to research that word on Google?
Prolific means not really. It's extraordinary or like one of a kind, but in a bad way,
Oh, okay.
or in a good way. Like, blah 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 was a prolific author,
Mhm.
or prolific job, or something like that.
Right.
Prolific means noteworthy, breaking,
Mm-hmm.
breaks the norm.
Okay.
Prolific crimes and prolific people don't happen often, but when they do, something prolific doesn't happen. Here's a better example. Something prolific, it doesn't happen often in the same place, and even if it does, it only happens once.
Okay.
And it's something that's one of a kind.
Now, do you think that COVID-19 is prolific? No. Why?
Because
This is one of a kind. You've never seen it.
I mean, yeah, but like the disease itself is not. But the whole thing surrounding it is prolific.
Yeah.
It's a prolific time in history.
Because
right
it's
now.
political. It's a lot of political things going on.
It's a prolific historical moment because nothing's ever shut down completely.
Nothing. That's true. Absolutely.
But the disease is not prolific because diseases come and go.
Even if it's man-made.
Even if it's man-made.
And
I mean, technically, this isn't even the first man-made disease.
oh, I believe you.
If by man-made, you mean created because of man's actions.
Yeah, exactly.
There was, I forgot what exactly it was called, but it grew. Oh yeah, it's called super influenza.
Oh.
That's mutated in landfills and sewers because people throw out medicine and they eat they digest the medicine's enzymes and they become immune to the medicine.
Interesting.
And that's kind of like a same type of disease. And that would be prolific.
Ah.
But something prolific here, like things that people, yeah, like I said, a lot of crimes doesn't have to happen in order for it to be, it's for people to be scared, like, because in fact, oh, it's raining. No, but
No, we're cool.
huh?
We're cool.
Okay. In fact, the opposite. Like, if more crimes happen, the more used to it you are.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's prolific, of course you're gonna be afraid. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
Because somewhere like Detroit wouldn't care about hearing in the news someone shot another guy. Because that's a dime a dozen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But if you read in the news here that someone here shot another guy, I was like, whoa. But I mean, of course it's not that much, but it's something prolific, like a serial killer, or even 3 serial killers that hail from this area,
Right.
is enough.
Well, we had Ted Bundy.
Exactly.
And who else?
The Gray Man.
Okay.
And,
Proud to call him our own. No, not really.
and the Skin Cover.
Oh, God.
And
That's not funny.
there's been a lot more. And they also say that there's like hints It's not like 100%, but people are pretty sure the Zodiac Killer fled to here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and also that river.
The Green River
Yeah.
Killer.
So yeah, it's a lot of fear, and also you can't forget this is like in the top 10 states where trafficking occurs.
Oh, this is a big trafficking state. They have a lot of trafficking.
That's why.
I can show you a couple of trafficking houses right now. I think we passed one right now. There's several over here.
I know, right?
Don't they traffic a lot from India or Sri Lanka?
Oh. They traffic us next.
Okay. And there's another one over here that traffics from Nigeria, I think.
No, but
it's over there. But I didn't say it. Didn't hear it from me.
Nope, you didn't hear it from me. No, but yeah. So it's not only that. It's not about things aren't the same. It's about people aren't the same. Things are always gonna stay the same. Houses are always gonna be houses.
Yeah.
But when you make a house a fortress, or when you make a house a shed, it's different.
Got it.
Because like people who live in Detroit are used to believing that their houses are sheds.
Really?
No, because like what I mean by that is like their houses don't protect them. Their houses aren't fortresses.
They're not
sheds.
fortresses because of where they're living
Exactly.
at. I mean, same thing with people in Compton. Compton. You know, you're gonna have to live in a fortress to avoid getting a bullet in your house.
Exactly. That's why they call it. That's the phrase. That's the thing. Because it's like it tells you a lot. If you see your house as a house,
Yeah.
your house is a fortress.
Right.
Or your house is a shed.
You don't want to live in a fortress.
Exactly.
Well, we don't want to
Where
live.
we live is some people consider their houses fortresses, but I would just say our house is a house.
Yeah, because you know how you can tell if your house is a house and not a fortress? Bars. Bars on the window, bars on the door. If you've got a screen door that's made out of iron fencing, you live in a fortress.
You know,
Or-
I see those a lot.
And we came from, you know, when we used to live in California, we had to put them on there because the crime was putrid. I mean, it was just like left and right. I mean, we would see purse snatchings. My wife seen live purse snatchings right when she was leaving her home. I would see the cops jumping from my neighbor's from the yard, climbing my fence. They even knocked on my door and told me that I have to repair my fence because it was wobbly when they're chasing suspects, you know. And I said, "Oh, okay, yes, officer, I'll fix it. Okay, no problem."
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and yeah, it was not a great place. I mean, you know, Pomona and San Bernardino, and you know, you got to consider the stars. We can't, you know, we live next to Rialto was like a sister city, and that's the hometown. That's where the hometown museum for Rodney King is located. You know, and you know who Rodney King is, and they had a lot of, you know, people making B&Bs over there, and Airbnbs.
That's another thing. Even though some people see their house as a fortress, there's two ways to see your house as a fortress. One, you see your house as a fortress simply because no crime has ever occurred near it. Or B, you see your house as a fortress because you have to stop crime from affecting you. Get it?
I got it. But when you have to, when
the people think that they're impenetrable, they shouldn't think their house is a fortress.
when you have to go to the point of getting your house like a fortress, I think it's time to get the hell out of there where you're living at. That's what I think.
Yeah. You know, that's another thing, like the gated communities. Like, what do you think about those, old man?
The gated communities are for queers and steers, even the 55 and over. They're traps. They're money pits, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because number one, you cannot will it a 55 and over to your family member unless they're 55 and over. You can't have kids living there unless they're over 18. And even if you have kids that are over 18, you're limited to the amount of people that can live there. That's a 55 and over. And the gated communities, they have a lot of HOAs that are just ridiculous. Which an HOA is a homeowners association,
Yeah.
and if they decide that they want to do some construction on the sidewalk, which is their private property because it's inside the home area, then you're gonna get billed for it.
Exactly.
If there's something that if you have your grandkids over, oh, that's it. Yeah, that's
So